Management has many characteristics which let us know what are the management characteristics. It is a goal oriented process where it always aims at achieving the organizational objectives, which are the functions and the activities lead to achieve the goals that are set in. So it is the manager who will plan the course of action, motivate all the employees, and organize for all the resources, keeping in mind. So it is a pervasive activity where it is the use of management is not restricted to one business firm only, but it is applicable for profit making, non-profit organizations, non-business organizations such as hospitals, schools, clubs, and house that has to be managed properly. This concept of management is used in the whole world. So management is a very multi-dimensional activity which makes the people to work and manages the people and manages the operations of the organization. It is a continuous process. It does not stop with once it has stabilized. It will always look for performing continuously so that all the planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling will be performed, and they are a series of functions which are continuously in progress and be monitored so that effective functioning of the organization will be achieved. So management is where many individuals put together forming this. Hence it is a group of activities, and the result of management affects every individual and every department of the organization, as it is always refers to a group of effort and not the individual effort of one person. So management is a dynamic function. As discussed earlier, it has got external environment such as social, economical, technical, and political environment. All changes take place in these environments and are implemented in the organization. They are intangible. Basically, they cannot be physically measured. It is like management is often called the unforeseen. It is evident of the results of motivation among employees, discipline in the groups, high productivity, and it is hence the presence of management can be felt by seeing the orderliness and coordination in the working environment. If the inventory of the finished products is increasing day by day, it clearly indicates that mismanagement of marketing and sales. See, this is intangible is where physically measuring it becomes very difficult. But its presence has to be felt. For example, if the inventory is where you are keeping the record of books showing the products of production and resource materials as well as its marketing. If any of these things are mismatching, then it is told that it is mm, mm, the effective functioning is reduced, and the chaos and the confusion which will occur in the organization, that will confuse people for working to work in the good environment. So it is composite process, as there are number of functioning activities which are going on, such as staffing, organizing, directing, controlling, planning. All these are activities which come under the um, process, and as these are interdependent on one another, it so happens that it is difficult to control the activities of the employees without knowing the plan. So all functions interdependent on each other, and that is why management is considered as the composite process of these functions. Balancing the effectiveness and efficiency is effectiveness means achieving targets and objects only. Efficiency is optimum or utilization of resources. Hence, management always tries to balance both and get the work done successfully. So there are examples like target of the employees to produce 100 units one month, and achieving the target without wasting on to the resources such as time, labor, machinery will actually help in organization to better in its progress. But employees spending uh, mm, um, mm, on these things without showing any concern on the organization will actually make the make the organization ineffective, and it will not be possible for the manager to target on the um, mm, on the mm, achieve on the goals that are prepared. So functions of the management is planning, where it is this is the first and foremost factor which needs to be done, and every manager starts deciding in advance the objectives of the enterprise. So planning is the basic function of the management. So in the planning, it is a mental exercise that is done by manager, through which line of thinking and course of action is pointed out in advance before using the existing resources of the organization. So organizing is a very important activity because it establishes the organization structure to execute the plan. Hence, organization structure means deciding the framework of working all the units very effectively, and designated are to be brought in together and to distribute the authority and responsibility amongst the people. And once these decisions are taken, organization structure is set up. So organizing the function is management is concerned with the determination of total workload which is necessary for the attainment of objectives and suitable divisions of such work among individuals. Staffing is where mm, third setup is done as a function of a manager, refers to recruiting, selecting, appointing the employees, assigning them duties, maintaining fair relations. It includes training and developing of employees, their remuneration, promotion, increment, and evaluating the performance and maintaining the personal records of the employees. So staffing implies the selection and placement of most able and competent persons to the organization, and that gives them right job at the right time. Directing is where mm, it refers to giving instruction to employees by motivating them, supervising the activities, and also guide them in the right direction. Includes motivating, communicating, and leadership. So these are the four aspects of direct function: leadership, motivation, communication, and supervision. Controlling is where it is done with the planned performance, and if there is no match between, managers try to find out the reasons of deviation and suggest corrective measures to come on path of the plan. Controlling it refers to measurements, performance measurements, and allows for actions that keep the actual performance on the path of plan. It is a function where authority on the of the manager as a post has to be done with keeping in mind planned performance are planned activities are performed well by the workers for effective function of the organization. So it implies to actions of people working throughout the enterprise are according to plan or not. Planning is the process about thinking and organizing the activities that are required to achieve the desired goals. So if you don't have daily objectives, you qualify as a dreamer. Planning is deciding in advance what to do, how to do the work. So we shall uh, we shall